Four-time world champion Max Verstappen has finally spoken out about the most shocking transformation in Formula One in 2025. Red Bull has dismissed Christian Horner and promoted Laurent Mekies to lead the team. But will this change in leadership be able to rescue Red Bull's catastrophic season? And what is Verstappen's real opinion on this turnaround? Stay with us until the end, as I reveal exclusive behind-the-scenes information that shows how this decision could radically transform the fate of the Milton Keynes team. Let's start with an overview of the explosion that rocked the Formula One paddock. Red Bull was going through its most severe crisis in recent years. 18 months of total instability, with Christian Horner under investigation for alleged misconduct, the team losing the Constructors' Championship to McLaren, and in danger of also losing the Drivers' Championship. To make matters worse, two historic figures from the team, Adrian Newey and Jonathan Wheatley, chose to leave the project. The situation was so serious that extreme measures were necessary. And then came the move that no one saw coming. Red Bull simply dismissed Christian Horner, the man who led the team during the glory years of Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen. Laurent Mekies, who was in charge of racing bulls, was immediately promoted to take control of the main team. It was a decision that surprised everyone, especially as it happened during the season. But here's the most fascinating aspect behind the scenes. There are rumors that Max Verstappen himself played a crucial role in Horner's departure. Sources close to the team indicate that there was a direct confrontation between Verstappen's team and the British manager. Imagine the tension this must have created within the team. Now, Laurent Mekies faces a colossal challenge. He needs to rediscover and rekindle the magic of Red Bull, as he himself stated on his first day on the job. The 48-year-old Frenchman has experience, but taking over a team in crisis during a season is completely different from starting a new journey. The pressure is enormous because Red Bull is not only competing against other rivals on the track, but also facing an internal crisis that could ruin years of building a winning mentality. What's more, Yuki Tsunoda, who has already worked with Mekies at Racing Bulls, says he knows the Frenchman's leadership style. This could be an advantage, but it also shows that the choice was not accidental. What makes this situation even more sensitive is the timing. We are entering the decisive phase before the summer break, with a busy schedule that includes the traditional doubleheader before the holidays. For Mekies, there is no time for gradual adaptation or a smooth transition period. He needs to deliver immediate results, especially with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri's McLaren dominating on the track and Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari achieving consistency every weekend. But where does Max Verstappen stand in all this? The Dutchman has finally spoken out about his new team boss, and his statement was quite thoughtful. He said he was excited to work closely with Laurent. But let's interpret the nuances. Verstappen is known for being outspoken and not hiding his convictions. If he is publicly endorsing Mekies, it could indicate two possibilities. Either he genuinely believes in the change, or he is being diplomatic while analyzing the situation. Remember that Verstappen has sustained Red Bull in recent years, winning 60 Grand Prix races and 4 world titles. He has influence within the team and is aware of it. The question remains, is this transformation coming too late? Red Bull has already conceded the Constructors' Championship to McLaren, and Lando Norris is closing in on Verstappen in the drivers' title race. Oscar Piastri is also shining, showing that McLaren does not rely exclusively on one driver. At the same time, Ferrari with Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton is evolving with each race, and even Mercedes with George Russell and young Andrea Kimi Antonelli is starting to apply pressure. Time is working against Red Bull, and Mekies needs immediate results. Looking at the Belgian Grand Prix, which marks Mekies' official debut as team principal, we see some interesting signs. Spa-Francorchamps is a circuit that Verstappen enjoys, and where he triumphed from 2021 to 2023. If there is one place where Red Bull can stage a comeback, it is precisely there. Verstappen is coming off a frustrating performance at the British Grand Prix, where he failed to convert pole position into a podium finish. This shows that Red Bull's problems are not only administrative, but also technical. And there is another key element. Yuki Tsunoda is eager to demonstrate his potential. With only 7 points in 10 races for Red Bull, the Japanese driver understands that his future with the team depends on immediate results. He mentioned that he took advantage of the break to recover mentally and physically, which suggests that the pressure was compromising his performance. Tsunoda knows Mekis from their time working together, and this could be the key to him finally thriving at Red Bull. But let's address the core issue. Adrian Newey's departure was a devastating blow to Red Bull. The British aerodynamic genius was responsible for much of the team's technical success. His departure, combined with the departure of Jonathan Wheatley, sporting director, has created a knowledge gap that will be extremely difficult to fill. Mekis will have to rebuild not only the team culture, but also the technical structure that ensured Red Bull's competitive advantage. The reality is that Red Bull is at a historic crossroads. On the one hand, it still has the best driver on the grid today, Max Verstappen, who can carry the team when necessary. On the other hand, the competition has never been so fierce. McLaren is dominating with Norris and Piastri, Ferrari has a dream duo in Leclerc and Hamilton, and other teams are closing in fast. Mekis needs to find the right balance between stabilizing the internal environment and maintaining competitiveness on the track. What strikes me most about this whole narrative is the timing. Why did Red Bull wait so long to implement this change? If the problems with Horner had been going on for 18 months, why didn't they intervene earlier? Was it really pressure from Verstappen that prompted the decision? Or were there other political interests at play? These are questions that will probably never be answered publicly, but they reveal how Formula One is much more than just car racing. Mekis' debut at Spa will be a decisive test. If Red Bull performs well, it could mark the beginning of a recovery. If it fails, the crisis could intensify even further, and it would not be surprising to see even more radical changes before the end of the season. Verstappen, despite publicly supporting the change, is certainly watching everything closely. He knows that his opportunity to win more titles is not unlimited, especially with drivers like Norris, Leclerc, and even the young Antonelli showing that the new generation is coming on strong. Red Bull has built an empire in Formula One based on innovation, aggression, and a unique winning culture. Now, with Mekis at the helm, the team has the opportunity to write a new chapter in its history. But will they be able to recapture the magic that made them dominant? Or are we witnessing the beginning of the decline of an era? The Belgian Grand Prix may provide us with the first clues about Red Bull's future. One thing is certain. With Verstappen behind the wheel and Mekis at the helm, this story is far from over. What is your opinion on this radical change at Red Bull? Do you think Mekis will be able to save the team's season? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow all the details of this historic Formula One season.